I'm Mohammed Al-Shaaban. This week on the Brooklyn Lens, Brooklyn is slowly warming up and adding spring to its step. Come for a ride on Jane's Carousel in Brooklyn Bridge Park, finally repaired after Hurricane Sandy nearly washed it away. A Brooklyn craftsman brings magic to a theatrical rendition of Dungeons and Dragons. And Coney Island's amusement park is back in business as residents in the area wait for promised help. This is the Brooklyn Lens, a webcast where reporters from the Brooklyn Inc. bring you stories from across the borough. In the shadow of the Brooklyn Bridge, Jane's Carousel suffered hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage from Hurricane Sandy. But now the wooden wonderland is back in business.
I was getting emails from people I know all over the world, especially since that photograph. So everybody wanted to know, did the carousel wash out to sea? We had $300,000 worth of damage. The water came up over this platform. The thing that was most damaged from that flooding here on this ground floor was our organ. It's an organ from the early 1900s, predates the carousel really, and now it's back to the shop of the fellow that I bought it from, being all restored again.
We were very upset and nervous that we might lose the carousel. We live close enough that we shared in the damage in our home. All right.
The day that we reopened, it was a beautiful Sunday. It was amazing. It was like spring. The neighborhood families got together and wanted to do a bake sale to raise money for the carousel. There are children that come here almost every day. It's kind of their carousel, and it was for the children.
Thank you. He started coming when he was a few months old, and then he had his second birthday party here. There were about 20 kids at his party. They all loved it.
Do you like the carousel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pink one.
You like to go on the pink one?
That one with the helmet on.
Stefan Pokorny is a dungeon master. He's the owner and founder of Dwarven Forge, building fantasy worlds for epic tales of Dungeons and Dragons.
It's not really a bad game. Like some people think, oh my God, Dungeons and Dragons is some sort of like devil worship thing. Nothing could be further from the truth. You know, I grew up reading a lot of fantasy books like Tolkien, and my mother gave me lots of little, fantasy books and stories and sci-fi. I guess after years and years, as a player, you sort of understand what pieces you should be sculpting. Dungeons and Dragons is basically all about one person telling a story.
You start to lift it up slowly.
The players participate in this story. They don't just listen to the story like a book or a movie. They actually take part in the story. He starts chanting some sort of incarnation, where they, oh no, my soul, like the slithering tongue is slithering out, and they both kind of peek out from this lid. That everybody has their own character in this story, and their character can speak and be involved in the events that unfold in this story.
We mean you no harm, great creature. We're your friends. You trust us, you accept our ruby as a gift.
I really do believe that if you add an element of sound, it just increases your appreciation of what's going on.
I don't think we were good at getting coffee acid. That didn't happen last time.
You can still roll the dice, but while you're rolling dice, you got lightning sounds, you know? I mean, what's better than that? So, up here is my studio where I do all the sculpting and the painting and the sculpting. I worked for a company that created little miniature things, painting little lighthouses and baseball stadiums. And I was eventually like, you know what? Instead of baseball stadiums and lighthouses, I could make dungeons. And I could start my own company and sell dungeons to people that play Dungeons and Dragons. So that's what I did. And then like after we get to like, I don't know, like 4 sets, we'll be like, all right, we're gonna throw in this specialized piece. And I went to Gen Con, got a little booth, and it's a 4-day show, but in 4 hours we had sold the whole 300 dungeons that we brought with us. So from then on, we knew we were in business, and I just kept making more and more dungeons.
Coney Island's amusement park opened right on time this week. Not everyone is celebrating, though, with people who live in the area saying, "Show me the money."
Welcome to Coney Island, welcome to one and all.
The familiar smell of funnel cake and cotton candy has just begun to waft through the salty air. 5 months after Hurricane Sandy's devastating floods left Coney Island under 5 feet of water, the beachfront amusement parks have its wheels turning on time for the start of the new season.
It's my spotlight.
Come on, you always want to be.
Come on, out.
I'm sorry.
For over 100 years, the park has been bringing out the child in everyone.
I'm going on the Wonder Wheel, and then I'm going over to Ruby's and have a beer, and then I'm going home, get ready for Passover.
Senator Chuck Schumer and Borough President Marty Markowitz cut the ribbon welcoming visitors from all over the world to a stronger and better protected park.
Happy 2013 in Coney Island, everybody. Come on.
But a block away, protesters gather with a very different message.
Show me the money. Seriously, show me the money. Where's the money going? Because most of it is not reaching the West End. They cleaned this area up very nicely. You can't walk to the boardwalk.
Emergency funds still have not reached the area. Residents whose homes were destroyed are still displaced, and 25% of Coney Island small businesses are still closed.
Coney Island is not only amusement, it's families, it's people, a community that live here, and a community that is still, you know, in the aftershocks of Sandy, and a lot of the things that needed to be done have not been.
Last month, Congress passed a bill promising $60 billion to repair damaged communities. But that money is still months away. The amusement park opening adds a flicker of light to the local economy that desperately needs it.
It's important to the economy because of the jobs that are created for people within the community. The biggest thing since Sandy is the restoration of Coney Island, and there are people living here.
At least for now, Brooklynites can host a little bit of joy as they continue on their roller coaster ride back to normalcy. From Coney Island, I'm Rich DiNardo, the Brooklyn Ink.
Remember, you can follow our stories on thebrooklynink.com. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be back with more from the borough on our next webcast. I'm Mohammed Al-Shaaban for the Brooklyn Lens.